So the first and probably most important step of working with any camera is having a good tripod. This is a really important tool for filmmakers because it keeps the camera steady and reduces any motion sickness that the audience would have from the camera just shaking around. Now most tripods are going to have a crossbar between the legs. This will keep your camera steady and helps the legs stay where they're at once you've got them set. Now the other thing these tripods have is a latch on the legs that'll actually let you slide the legs in and out. This will help you set up your camera level no matter what the terrain looks like. Alright, so now that you've got the legs set where you want them on your tripod, the next step is actually attaching the camera to the tripod. Now that's accomplished through a plate that we attach to the bottom of the DSLR camera. This tripod plate can be manipulated with a small screw. Any flathead screwdriver, just loosen it, move it where you want, tighten it back down. Now it's important to note that this tripod plate needs to actually be pushed as far forward towards the lens as you can get it. These lenses weigh a lot, and if you don't have it pushed forward, it can unbalance your camera. So you've got your legs set, the plate's where you want it. The next step is just sliding the plate into the grooves on the tripod, and you push it forward till you hear a click. Now just because your legs are set how you want it and the camera's attached doesn't necessarily mean that the camera is level. Attached to the top of the tripod is a small bubble level. By loosening the knob underneath, you can move your camera to make sure that that bubble is right inside the red ring. After tightening down, this guarantees that your camera is now horizontal and level to the ground. Now that your camera is level, these tripods actually allow you to move the camera while you're filming. There's a bolt here, when loosened will let you do a pan movement left to right with your camera. There's also a bolt here, when loosened will let you do a tilt movement or up and down.
With the Nikon D7100s, you have video mode and still mode. Still mode takes individual pictures, while video mode will take full-length videos for you. And you can also use live view, which instead of using the viewfinder, you can use it on the screen. You can adjust exposure on your DSLR in multiple different ways. You can do it by adjusting your shutter with the sub-command dial on the back, or you can press down the ISO button and use that same dial to adjust your ISO. Or you can press the white balance button and change your white balance according to whichever room you're in. From the top of the camera, we have this screen which shows you your functions, and we also have this button which will let you record, and this button will let you take a picture. There's also the command dial, which is on the front of the camera, opposite the sub-command dial on the back. You have your focus ring right here, which helps you put all your shots in focus, and your zoom ring helps you get closer into a shot. You can lock your zoom ring on the lowest setting by this switch on the back. Another way to zoom on this camera is by pressing the digital zoom buttons, which lets you go in and focus your picture before taking it back out.
Now on the left side of these DSLR cameras are actually ports hidden here by flaps. Opening these, we can see that there is a microphone jack. There's also an HDMI, which will let you output your video source to an external monitor. There's also a headphone jack here at the bottom. Now rotating this back here, we can see that on the display there is a level indicator here showing how the camera is picking up audio. Now we can see it's going into the red here, so we can actually go into the info, scroll down to microphone, and turn this down and manipulate it depending on who's speaking and what you're trying to pick up.
When tearing down your camera setup, the first thing you're going to want to do is turn your camera off with this switch right here. Then you're going to want to put your lens cap on right there, and take your hood off here, and flip it around. Next, we're going to take the camera off the tripod by using this side button here, and then we're going to put it in the camera bag sideways to protect the lens. Whenever collapsing the tripod, you want to make sure that all the legs are all the way in, like this, and you want to make sure that it's as straight as possible with the arm collapsed so it can fit right in the bag.